Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the one of the important topic for the secretarial practice for the standard 12th. Our topic name is public deposit. In the previous some chapters, we have to already discuss about some sources of capital. This is one of the important point for the sources of capital. It is a part of a borrowed capital. Lecture number 1, that topic I have divided in 2 lectures. First one, the public deposit and some of terms and condition of acceptance of deposit. I myself, Paresh Sangvikar, BYK Junior College, Nasik. Before we start, for this academic year 2021-22, the board have deleted 2 points in this chapter, 5.3 and 5.4. So there is this chapter for the self-study, not for the evaluation. It means that no question will be asked in the question paper for that academic year 21-22. Let's see the public deposit. In the previous topic, we have already learned some sources of finance. Basically, there are two types of sources: own capital and borrowed capital. In the previous chapter, we have already discussed about the debenture. The debenture is also the example of a borrowed capital. This public deposit also a part of borrowed capital. But most of the persons are thinking about the deposit. It means that a bank deposit. Bank deposit is the another thing, because it is under control of a Reserve Bank of India, and public deposit is under a system of Company Act. So there is a vast difference between the bank deposit and a public deposit. At the time of explanation, again, I will tell you about that. Public deposit is one of the important source of finance for a short period of time. Debenture is a source of finance for a long period of time, and public deposit is a source of short period of time. It means that the company accepting a deposit, it may be from public, it may be from members, or maybe from the directors and their relatives. It depends upon what type of company is. Whenever we are discussing about the public deposits, it is a very cheap expenses. The company does not pay a very large amount to accept these deposits. It means that for following the process of a deposit, there is very minimum funds has to be spent by the company. So that's why we can say that there is a cheaper source of the raising of finance. In the previous sub-chapter, we have already discussed about the issue of shares, issue of debentures. At that particular chapters, at that particular process, we know that the company has to follow some rules and regulation, terms and conditions, and also there is a very large period to accept this, so that the company has to pay more money than the public deposits. There is no need of control as it is a type of short-term loan taken by the company. No need of control, it means that there is not control of a SEBI. In case of issue of shares, we have to follow the rules and regulation of a Security Exchange Board of India. For issuing of debentures also, we have to follow rules and regulation of various company act. Here also we have to follow the rules and regulation, but the control is very limited, because it means that the company has to accept the deposit for very short period of time, the period between 6 months to 36 months. So this is very important. The public deposit is accepted for what period or which period? Period of 6 months to 36 months. Whenever a company accepting a deposit, it is a risky option, because if the company fails to repay the deposit, very highly charges on particular company. If company not in a position to pay the deposits, the rules and regulation for the defaulter of company is very strict, so that it is risky. Already we have learned that it is a type of borrowed capital. So the company has a borrowed, but the fixed maturity date, whatever it is, depend upon the advertisement, it depend upon the circular of the company. At the time of rules and regulation conditions, again we will discuss this particular point very briefly. What is the definition? As per section 2 subsection 31 of Company Act 2030, deposit includes any receipt of money by way of deposit or loan or any other form by a company, but does not include any receipt of amount from Reserve Bank of India. Whatever amount collected from the public or members in that particular section 231, we can say the deposit. Only one condition is that if the amount paid by the Reserve Bank of India, we cannot say that there is a public deposit. There may be some chances that Reserve Bank have paid some money for particular company. It depends upon the situation. It is depend upon the flood. Nowadays it is a corona. It may be central government have decided to pay some money for the startup of the business. So that is not a deposit. Is that clear? Any amount, any way of a deposit, or maybe loan. You have taken a loan from, because the person who deposit the money is called a depositor, and depositor are the creditors. So it is a loan or any other form of by a company, but does not include any receipt. The amount which is received from the Reserve Bank of India in such a section is not called a public deposits. Is that clear? acceptance of deposit. This point is very much important for a true or false. Maybe some cases. All companies accepting deposit except all companies can accept the deposits. Except which company? A banking company. What is mean by a banking company? Which are dealing in the deposits, which are dealing in the borrowing loans, which are dealing in banking, or we can say that which is the under control of Reserve Bank of India. It is called a banking company. So banking company cannot accept the deposit from the public. A non-banking finance company, even though there is no banking, but non-banking finance, NBFC is also not accepting a deposit, because this banking company or this finance company are main objectives to giving the loans and accepting a deposit. Those company who are give services are given under the Reserve Bank of India, and their main motive is to giving the loans, they are not accepting the deposits. Housing finance company, what is the main object of a housing finance company? To give the finance. For what purpose? For purchasing a housing, for purchasing a house. So that type of company also cannot accept the deposits. And also such other company which is mentioned by the central government in the provision of section 73 to 76. It is a very special section which are under control of a central government, and if the central government allowed, that company cannot accept the deposits. So there are 4 points. Basically, there are 3 points which are most important. The banking company cannot accept the deposit. NBFC, non-banking finance company, cannot accept the deposits. A housing finance company cannot accept the deposit from the public or members or directors, whatever. Is it clear? Next. This is the chart which showing that from where we have to, means the company has to accept the deposit. Basically, there are 2 parts, from the members and from the public. From the members, basically there are 3 parts: a private company, public company other than eligible company, and eligible public company. Acceptance of deposits have 2 parts: from members, acceptance of deposit from the members, and from the public. From the members, there are 3 companies are there. That company can accept the deposit from the members. Which are they? A private company. What is meant by private company? Which is run by the group of persons privately. It is called a private company. Public company, already we have learned what is meant by the public company. Other than eligible public company. What is meant by eligible public company? The eligible public company have some rules and regulation. In the next slide, again, I will tell you about that. Is that clear? From public, which company can accept the deposit from the public? Eligible, again, eligible company and government company. So eligible company, which has to be follow some rules and regulation, which turnover, rules about the turnover, and rules about the assets. And government company, what is meant by government company? The shares, 51% of shares are in the hands of government. It is called a government company. So government company can accept the deposit from the public. Eligible public company can accept the deposit from the public. Private company can accept the deposit from the members. Public company other than eligible company is also accept the deposit from the members. Eligible company can accept the deposit from the members as well as from the public. So it is a common factor. An eligible company can accept the deposit from the members as well as from the publics. We will discuss one by one. What is meant by private company? A private company can accept the deposit from its members or directors or relatives of the director, because it is run by the privately. It is run by the group of person, as well as this company can accept the deposit from the members, those who are shareholders of a private company, directors who runs the business, relatives of the directors, because they can collect the fund privately. So that's why they can collect the privately. So that's why a private company can accept the deposit from its members or directors or a relative of director. It means that the private company cannot accept the deposit from the public. This statement, they may be asked for a true or false or objective basis. What is meant by public company? Already we have learned what is meant by the public company in the 11th also. But here there is some rules and regulations. There are some conditions, because public company other than eligible, this company can accept the deposit from the members or directors, same as per the private company. Members and directors. Eligible company, this company can accept the deposit from the members or from the public. But we must know that what is mean by the eligible company, because if we come to know what is meant by eligible company, then it is very easy to understand that particular 3 points. Let's see. Eligible public company means a company having a net worth of not less than 100 crores, 100 CR. A net worth of not less than 100 crores, or a turnover of not less than 500 crores. This is the criteria for the eligible company. Eligible public company which net worth is more than 100 crores or turnover of more than 500 crores is called the eligible public company. What is meant by net worth? Net worth is a total paid up capital plus free reserve plus security premium account. Already we have learned what is meant by paid up capital. The amount which is actually received from the shareholders, it is called a paid up capital. Reserve, the amount which we can set aside for future, it is called reserve. And security premium account is one of the rules and regulation to create that particular account. The total of all this thing is called a net worth. What is mean by turnover? Income from sale for a particular period, whatever you assert. Already we are learned in that particular bookkeeping and account. Turnover ratio. The turnover ratio is depend upon sales. Whatever your sales, we can use that particular word in very easily. We can ask to anyone, what is your turnover? What is your turnover means? What is your income from your sales? So there are two conditions for eligible public company. First one, there is a net worth of not less than 100 crores and turnover of not less than 500 crores. It is called the eligible company. What is meant by government company? The government company means the 51% of shares in the hands of government. It is called a government company. This company can accept the deposit from the public. They can also accept the deposit from the members or the directors. Is that clear? This point of acceptance is very much important. They may be asked for a short notes, or maybe they will prepare one condition for the explanation. Is that next? The terms and condition of acceptance of deposit. In that particular, there are near about 20 terms and condition, out of which some we have to learn in this particular video, and some are we will discuss in the next video. The first, amount of deposit. This is most important. How many amount of deposit accepted from the public or maybe from the members? It is depend upon the types of company. If it is a private company, members and directors, because private company cannot accept the deposit from the public, so that's a private company can accept the deposit from members and directors. What is the percentage? 100% of paid up share capital and free reserve. Already we have learned in the previous point in the that what is meant by the paid up, total paid up and free reserve in case of public company. So paid up share capital and free reserve 100%. How many actual amount is received from the shareholder? It is called a paid up and free reserve. What is total? Suppose there is a 25 crore rupees is a paid up capital and 5 crore rupees is free reserve. So what is the total? 30 crore. So the private company cannot accept the deposit more than 30 crore because it is a total of paid up share capital and free reserve. Second, public company other than eligible. It which means that which paid up capital is which turnover is not less than, which turnover is less than 500 crores and the net worth is less than 100 crore. It is called a public company. They have to accept the deposit from the member shareholders. How many time? 25% of paid up capital and free reserve. Again, we have to take the 30 crore rupees example. 25 crore paid up capital and 5 crore free reserve. So what is 30 crore? 30 crore, 25%. They can accept the deposit from the members. Eligible public company. For eligible public company, there are two rules. For the members, they have to collect only 10%. And from the public, they have to collect the 25% of paid up share capital and free reserve. The government company, the rule is collected from the public up to the 35% because it is a government. It is a under control of a government. So that's why most of the amount of deposit is collected in case of government company. Is that clear? Amount of deposit. Period of tenure. A company can accept a deposit for minimum period of 6 months and maximum period of 36 months. Minimum period of 6 months and maximum period of 36 months. This is most important. A premature repayment after minimum 3 months. If one of the person want to premature their deposits, they can be allowed after the 3 months from the allotment. There are two rules: period of tenure. A company can accept the deposit for 6 months to 36 months. For premature repayment after 3 months from the date of commencement or date of issue. The company can also renew deposit with the same terms and condition of issue. If one of the company want to renew the deposit with the same terms and condition, whatever they have accepted at the time of issue, then there will no problem. No demand deposits. The company cannot accept or renew deposit repayable on demand. What is meant by repayable? Whenever we required, we can repay. We can destroy that particular deposit. It is on demand. Whenever we required. This is the example on demand is in our bank. Suppose we have deposited 10,000 rupees in a bank. After 8 days, we want to that particular deposit. Then we can go to the bank and withdraw it. This type of condition is not applicable for the deposits. No demand deposit. Whenever required, they cannot withdrawal. It is called on demand. So company cannot accept or renew the deposit repayable on demand. Secured or unsecured deposit. Already we have learned in the previous chapter, secured debentures and unsecured debentures. The debentures, same as per here, the secured or unsecured deposit. The deposit which have a security is given by the company against the assets. It is called secured. And those deposits which don't have a security, it is called an unsecured deposit. So deposit can be secured or unsecured. For secure deposit, a charge on asset of a company is created within 30 days of the acceptance of a deposit. That 30 days is most important. A deposit can be secured or unsecured. It is depend upon the rules and regulation. It is depend upon the policy of the company. But for secure deposit, a charge on company's tangible asset is created within the 30 days of acceptance of a deposit. That 30 days is the most important point here. Application form. Application form has to be issued by the company and must have declaration by the investor that money is not borrowed by the others. That application form is most important, that whatever we have deposited into the deposits in the company, that amount was not borrowed from others. Maybe friends, maybe finance, maybe we have taken a loan from the bank or financial institutions. This is not valid or it is illegal if we are doing like that. So that type of application has to be given by the investors in return to that particular company, that whatever we have deposited, we have not taken from the as a borrowing of money. This is one of the most important part. Joint name. The company can accept the deposit on a joint name of depositors. It may be 2 or 3, but not more than 3. Mr. and Mrs. can also take a deposits. Mr. and Mrs. and their son is also taken the deposit, but not more than 3 persons are involved in that particular name of the depositors. So joint name may be possible, but not more than 3 names cannot be possible in case of public deposit. Nowadays, nomination is very common. It is a right of that depositor that they have to nominate any person as per their wish to nominate for a person, it is not any rules and regulation. The rules is only condition is that the person who nominated, it should be more than 18 years. If less than 18 years, it means that there is a minor, then the guardian should be there. Is that clear? There are 7 point. The 8 point, which is the one of the most important part of the terms and condition for a public deposits: circular or advertisement. Circular in case of a private company, in case of a public company, and advertisement in case of government company. So we can say that there is a circular issued to invite the members and advertisement issued to invite the public. So that's why I told you that circular is issued by the private company, because private company can invite only the members or directors, and government company can issue the advertisement because they issued to the public. So that's why there should be a circular or advertisement. There are some contents in circular about the financial position of the company. This is most important. Whenever we want to invest our money in anywhere, our main motive is what is the position of that particular organization. So about the financial position, secured and deposits, secured and secured deposit, credit rating. This credit rating is one of the most important part, because nowadays most of the investors are checks the credit rating. There are different types of credit rating in departments are there. There are some office, there are some persons are there who create a credit rating on the behalf of, on the position of financial position, their liquidity position, their assets position, whatever their turnover ratio is, it is depend upon that particular all these things, and they have created a credit rating. Details of scheme: what is the scheme, what is the rate, what are the terms and condition, for what purpose we want to collect this all these deposits. Name of the deposit trustee: the deposit trustee is appointed by the company in case of secured deposits. The amount due towards the deposit for any previous deposits. Whatever, if the second time the company want to collect the deposits, so what is their previous records? It is possible that some companies are not in a position to repay that particular deposit, so amount due is one of the most important. This all, it is not applicable to the private company. Why it is? Because the private company can collect their money from the members and directors privately. It is only for the public company and government company. Is that clear? Filing of circular of advertisement. The whenever company want to issue the advertisement, it should be given, or a file, a copy of that particular advertisement should be submitted to the register of the company, and it should be signed by all the directors. We know that whatever doing in the company, if we are not sending a copy of that any resolution or any whatever doing in the company, the registrar of the company has a right to deny all these things. So filing of a circular or an advertisement with the registrar of the company is one of the most important part. Again, it is not applicable for the private company because private company can collect the deposit privately. The issue of circular or advertisement that particular issued after a 30 days of filing with the register of the company. A company can send a circular to the members through the speed post or registered post or emails. This is very general condition. Every rules and regulation or terms and condition, there should be whatever we are sending to the members or the related with the company. Always we are using the speed post, registered post or emails. Nowadays, definitely more emails. We are using the emails. So issue of circular or advertisement must be issued after 30 days of filing with the register of the company. It means that before filing a copy of circular or advertisement with the register of the company cannot issue a circular or advertisement without permission of a register of a company. If the company issue the circular or the advertisement, it is done as a illegal steps. For inviting a public, company has to publish advertisement in one English newspaper and one vernacular newspaper. In Maharashtra, it may be a Marathi. In Tamil Nadu, it may be Tamil paper. It may be in Gujarati, Gujarati paper, and one should be a English paper for inviting. This is the inviting to the public. What are the validity? The validity of circular of advertisement up to 6 months from the end of financial year. We know that what is the end of financial year? 31st March is the end of financial year. So 31st March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So 30 September, validity of circular 30 September or the date of AGM, whichever is earlier. Suppose AGM in the August, then validity will be up to the August. AGM will be in December, the validity up to the 30th September. Is that clear? Validity of circular up to the 6 months from the end of financial year of a issue or date of AGM, whichever is earlier. Appointment of a deposit trustee. What is meant by trustee? There is a contract between the persons and the company. It is called a trustee. One or more deposit trustee is to be appointed by the company if it is issuing secure deposit. In case of unsecured deposit, this problem will not be happen. It is only for a secure deposit. The company has to create a trust deed, a contract between the persons and the company, those who have taken all the responsibility of that particular issuing of secured deposits. This trust deed has to be signed at least 7 days before issuing circular and advertisement. It means that first we have to appoint a trust deed. It should be signed at least 7 days before the issuing of circular advertisement. And then they have to give the advertisement into the public newspaper. Create a charge. In the previous also we have discussed in this particular, the charge and asset can be created if secure deposit is issued by the company within 30 days of acceptance of the deposit from the public. That within 30 days of acceptance of deposit from the public. It is only for secure deposit. If it is a secure debenture, secure deposit, the secure deposit cannot be issued by the private company, so that it is not applicable for the private company. The charge is created in favor of deposit trustee. This will may be possible in case of the company not in position to repay the deposit, the whatever charge on asset, the asset can dissolve and repay the all the depositors money, secured depositors money. Is that clear? Thank you very much. In the next video, we will discuss the remaining 10 terms and condition of accepting a deposit.